Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Karen's Kitchen. As you see, I'm going to use the blender again today. Yeah, I love this thing. I'm going to make a grape jelly. That is my favorite jelly of all. My jam I had is... Hi, Gary. Good to see you. My jam I had is all gone. And I like putting jam or jelly on my toast in the mornings with peanut butter. So I thought I would make some jelly in here. It's only 3 ingredients, so it's not going to be very hard to make. But I want to get some people in here first before I even start this. Bring this a little bit closer. Before I even start it, so I can talk a little bit and find out how people are doing. Oh, I'm actually great. Thank you. To get a few people in here, get quite a few in here already. That's awesome. I don't know about what your favorite jelly is, but like I said, my favorite is grape. Oh, I've got something on the outside of it's my cat. I washed it too. I cleaned it, but I didn't clean it very good. Anyway, I don't know what your favorite jelly is, but mine has always been grape. Some people like strawberry, some like, raspberry, but I like grape. Hi, good to see you. Welcome, Erlene. I missed you yesterday in this Periscope. I know you're probably busy all day, and I see you did watch it. Hi, Cheryl. Congratulations on winning the 10-inch skillet. That was awesome. That was awesome. And when she drew your name, I was so tickled to death. And then Barb to win the the ice cream scoop and the adjustable spoons was kind of funny to win both of them. You're welcome. Oh, the orange jam is your favorite? I always liked grape. Yeah, it was a surprise. Oh, yeah, Ben, you were very busy yesterday. Yeah, it was a surprise, but you had quite a few entries in there too, Cheryl. I only had 2, so my chances of winning were slim, but they were probably no better than anybody, no worse than anybody else's either. Somebody had 7, I think, and I think Barb, she had 5, so, but she was lucky to get her name drawn twice for the extra gifts. Oh, you only had 3? Okay. But you were still lucky. That was awesome. But and I got to thinking afterwards, well, I really don't need that skillet. Even if I won, I didn't need it. Somebody would need it more than I did anyway. So, wow, you're really a busy gal, Earlene. My goodness. But that was a nice gesture out of Daniel to give away that 10-inch skillet. Hi, good to see you. Welcome, because that. He didn't have to do that, but that was what he wanted to do. And oh, you were wishing for it. Well, your wish came true. That's awesome. That's really awesome. And it couldn't have happened to a better person. I'm not saying that nobody else in here is better than Erlene's. I love Erlene too, but you needed it. So you won it. That's the most important thing. Whoever needed it should get it. I didn't really need it, and I don't think Erlene probably needed it either. We were just entering it. We bought some stuff and got entered in. If we won, okay. If we didn't, okay too. I was happy for you. Oh, is it still starting to be your favorite? Hi, Missy. Good to see you. I like stainless steel too, but I like the titanium ones of the cookware. I prefer those, so I use them. Oh, I'm just doing great. I'm trying to get some people in here before I start my recipe. But it couldn't have happened to a nicer person, and you deserved it, Cheryl. You needed it, you wished for it, and you got it, So those they're just coming in here that do not know that Cheryl won the 10-inch skillet that Daniel gave away yesterday on Facebook. That was so awesome. You're welcome. That was so awesome for her. When I was happy when I heard her name being drawn. I said, that's about time, because I don't think you've ever won anything at all, Cheryl. You were, yeah, that's what they said. You were gone, and they were gonna message you, send you a message. I bet you were totally surprised when you got that message. Oh, they're hard to clean. Yeah, they are, Erlene, but you can get the best friend. I think Alexis mentioned that. Cook's best friend or something like that. It's a different kind of, and I've got it. I can show it to you if I can find it here. I don't know where I've got it at right now, but it's a thing that you can use for your. I've got a lot under here. I can't find it right now, but it's oh, wait a minute. Here it is. This is what she said to use. Barkeeper's friend. This cleans the bottom right up. I use this on those other skillets, and it does a marvelous job. And well, this works. This works, Earlene. This works the best. Oh, yeah. So get the barkeeper's friend. I think I got this at Walmart. I believe it was. And this works really well. Really well. That cleans it right up. It shines it up. Gets rid of all the marks and everything. So I just wanted to say that I'm happy that Cheryl got that pan. You know, she needed it. She wished for it, so she got it. And of course, Barb Nelson, she got the adjustable spoons and the ice cream scoop. Yeah, you have to look for it because I've used it on mine already early, and I can't believe how well it really works. Oh my goodness! See, Bonami, we don't have that here. So Barkeeper's Friend is similar to Bonami. You might have Bonami where you're at, but in my part of the country, it's geographical. It's not over here, so I couldn't get. Your old stove is ruining them. Oh my goodness! Well, try to look for Bonami. If you can't find Barkeeper's Friend, look for Bonami because that's. You might have it there. We just don't carry it here. It's just. I think that's geographical in your part of the country. It's not here, so I couldn't get that. I had to get the Barkeeper's Friend, which is close to it anyway. Okay, I think we got enough people in here now. I'm going to get this started. I've already had my lunch. I fixed a tomato soup in the Vitamix because I was hungry for Vitamix tomato soup, so I fixed one in there. Okay, now I'm going to tell you what this calls for. I had to go get me some Concord grape juice. And there's a cup here, so I'm going to put that in here. And then it calls for 2.5 tablespoons of the pectin, the original pectin. And this is the Sure Gel. Put this in here. Put that in there. And then I'll just put the lid on. And you have your sugar that'll go on at the very last. And I'm going to put this on the jam setting. There's a jam setting. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press the start button. Just as simple as that. Have to make sure when you do anything that you don't... See, it's going to be a pretty color. I love grape. It's my favorite fruit. It really is. It's my favorite fruit. So how's everybody's weather doing today? My weather could be a little bit better, but it's okay. We're raining. We're kind of dismal right now. We've been raining. We were raining earlier, so this is 72 degrees on here now. I got to 220, but we were raining. Oh, you like blueberry? Oh yes, blueberries. Yeah. That's right. I do like blueberries too. Blueberries awesome. Well, that jam I made a couple weeks ago that I made on the stove is gone. So I take it. I wanted to make some jelly, and this is in the book for the. I don't know why that's doing that. The book that came with your blueberry jam came out thick. It looked good. Awesome. It looked awesome though, Earlene. It really did. It really looked awesome. So this is going to run a little differently because it's got a lot less in it than what it had. The strawberry a little runny. I don't know about that, Earlene. I don't know why they'd be runny. I can't figure that one out. Don't understand that one. Why would it be runny? Those that are coming in, thank you for coming in and sharing this out and being here. This is going to be a grape jelly, Concord grape jelly. It's going to be an awesome jelly. This takes the original pectin. And the last thing that'll go in at the add-ins is my sugar, and I'm going to use cane sugar instead of the regular refined sugar. And then I'll just take the cap off when I do that. Anyway, we got rain today. I don't really, it is what it is. You used the low sugar recipe. That's the same one that Alexis used. There's both of them in here. There's the regular strawberry, the original, and then there's the low sugar strawberry. So it's whatever you choose to do. But this called for the original, so I got the original pack. I got both. Actually, they came in 2 boxes, so I got the 2 boxes of the original and 2 boxes of the low sugar. Because that's the way they came packaged. I got them at Walmart a while back. Over in the canning department, I thought I might as well just keep it on hand. So when I make this, because it's before I bought that stuff before I got the blender, but I knew the blender was coming. I thought, well, when my blender comes, then I can make it on a day that I'm ready to make it. So I'm glad that I could make this. With the starts and stopping, I could talk in between. It's not real loud. Now, this is 102 degrees, so it's gone up quite fast. Okay, all right, Cheryl, take care. God bless you. And congratulations again. Our weather is so changeable anymore. Some days we're nice and sunny, then other days we're hot. And, hot, or it's cloudy. It's cloudy. There's much you can do about it, but it was drizzling rain when I went to Walmart because I had to get the Concord grape juice because I didn't have any. So I picked up a few other things for some other recipes that I'm going to do in this book in the blender that I wanted to make. So I wanted to get the stuff for it so I'd have it when I go to make it. I want to make the hummus. I want to make the hummus. I got stuff for both, and I don't know which one I'm going to make. But I want to make one of these. And hummus takes the sesame seeds instead of the tahini, but I want to make that as well. So I'm going to plan on making that one before too long. Well, that keeps popping. I don't know what's popping for, but anyway. Yeah, it is a pretty color, Erlene. It really is. Sure, I thought it would be darker than that because the grapes are purple, but it is what it is. It is a pretty color, though, isn't it? It's 118 degrees now. It's coming up there. I think it's got to get to 220, so it's getting there. Like I said, I fixed a tomato soup in the Vitamix because I wanted to. I hadn't fixed anything in that for a while, and I cleaned it all out, and I thought, well, I'll have that, and then I'll come in here and do this, time can get away from me so fast. Time started getting away from me, and I thought, I got to get in here and get everything prepared and everything. Like I said yesterday, if you don't do a periscope or cooking scope, you don't know how hard it really is because you got to prepare everything. You cut up your butternut squash and have enough for 2 batches of. Oh, awesome! I was going to get that too, but I didn't because I don't like squash all that well, so I'm really not sure I want to make that soup. I think I might skip that one for a while. I like the sweet potato though. I'll make that one again. The cheesy potato, I'll definitely make that one again. So I'm definitely going to make the tomato basil. Oh, that's what somebody was asking if it was good. It did. It really looked good. And I'm glad that you liked it. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't care for squash too well. I don't know why I never have. I just don't really like squash. So, well, it is what it is. But I might try it sometime, but it'll be a ways down the road. Oh, it has carrots in it? Oh, okay. It has carrots in it. Yeah, I think I did see that recipe. It's got carrots in it. I was looking at it today because I took my book with me when I went to Walmart. So there's a recipe I wanted to make. I had the book so I know what I needed. So I was looking through it to see what I want. And that's a smart thing to do. So I have everything with me. And just take the book, put it in my purse, and see what the recipe's called for making. And like I said, I want to make the hummus. I want to make that. I'm not sure about the cauliflower soup. I didn't buy the cauliflower for that. Yeah, I just stuck it in my purse and got it out when I got there. And I said, well, see, what do I need? Oh, ingredients. There's only 3 ingredients. Right now, I've got 1 cup of Concord grape juice in here and 2.5 tablespoons of pectin, which is your sure gel. That's all that's in here. And then when it goes to add, this will go in there when it says add. This is 1.5 cups of sugar, and this is cane sugar. That's all that's in here is just 3 ingredients because this is a jelly, not a jam. It's different. Your jam is more thick. Your jelly is not. Your jelly is more smooth. So yes, it should be really easy to make. You've got this blender, try these recipes in here. I love this blender. I love using it because it's easy. It makes so, it doesn't make a lot. When I make the soups, it makes about 2 bowls full. And that's just good enough for me because I have one day and then one the next day. And that's awesome. I don't really need any more than that. So I don't have to worry about an overabundance of food. Starts making too much, then I have way too much left over. My freezer's too full to put any more in it. So I try to eliminate that by just putting stuff in the fridge that I can. Oh, you started to freeze up soup? Yeah, well, you got 3 people to serve. You and your husband and your son, too. So there's 3 of you to eat where there's only me. So the blender wouldn't be enough for 3 people. It's enough for me. It's enough for me. But for 3 people, you almost need the quick cooker. That's the only difference is the blender makes a lot less. Unless you're going to be the only one eating it, then it's fine. But I'm not going to make I'm not going to make too many more soups in the quick cooker anymore unless I take them to the potluck, because for me it's just too much. Too much soup. It makes too many servings and I can't eat it all. So I'm just going to start cutting back and just do things in the blender. The soups I've made before in here, I'll make them again off camera because I love the cheesy potato. I love the broccoli cheese. I love the tomato basil. It was okay. It wasn't the perfect. I like the tomato out of the Vitamix a little bit better. I don't know why, but I do. But I love the cheesy potato, and the sweet potato was good too. So I'm going to try those again. This is going to keep going around. It's 134 degrees. It's got to get 154. It's got to get to 220. Now when it says add, then I'll take the cap off, and then I'll put the sugar in. This is an awesome machine. If you don't have this, get with Alexis. She's not in here right now, but she probably won't come in either. She's got to go to her meeting for Weight Watchers. Get with her and see if you can be a host or be a consultant. If you're being a host, you'll get it for 60% off, because that's how I got mine. It's $349 down to $139.60 by being a host. That's why I did it. I told Alexis, I want to be a host so I can get the blender at 60% off. And Erlene wanted to get it too. So she got hers 50% under me. And then I got one for my daughter. So it worked out really well. Able to get our blenders. My daughter's been using hers. This is an awesome blender. I love the way it works. Like I've been reiterating before, this one will cook and blend where the Vitamix does not. The Vitamix will only heat with friction. So therefore, if you're going to make a raw soup, you better not use raw ingredients that have to be cooked because they won't taste good. Like the carrots, potatoes. You can't put raw carrots or raw potatoes in Vitamix unless they're cooked on the stove first. Then you can put them in there. But if you do a tomato soup or something, you don't have to cook those first. But you should have your water pretty hot. Now my soup wasn't real hot, but it wasn't cold either. So it was pretty good because I tried to get the water as hot as I could out of the faucet. Then added the rest of the ingredients. I try to remember, because I gave the recipe book to my daughter, and I didn't write the particular recipe down, but she quoted it to me the other day, and I kind of remember in my head how to make it. It doesn't have that many ingredients in it, so it tasted pretty good. So it came out the way it normally does, so I thought it was okay. This is going to be an awesome jelly. If you like jelly, I recommend trying it. I've always liked jelly, especially grape jelly. I don't know why. I just happen to like grapes. I love grapes. They're my favorite fruit. I can eat them all day long. I love peaches too. There's not too many fruits that I don't like. It seems I'll be running a little rough because it isn't exactly have the blades as full as covered up completely, because they didn't ask to cover them up. But I think it'll come out all right. It's going to be grape jelly. I know it looks like it's pink, but it's actually, I use Concord grape juice. So it looks like pink jelly. Yeah, it does look like pink, doesn't it? It's going to be Concord grape, actually. This is 171 now. It's getting close to being the high temperature it needs to be, 220. So it's getting there. But yeah, it does look pink, doesn't it? It's just barely... Yes, great. Just barely covers the blades, but it's okay because I put 1 cup of, right now it has 1 cup of Concord grape juice in it, and 2.5 tablespoons of pectin. The pectin is what gives it the I don't know how the pectin really works. It helps thicken it up, I think, or something like that. You have to have the pectin in. When it gets to the temperature 174, I think when it gets to 176, then I'll have to add it, and then it'll go up after that. And it's 176 now, so when this says add, then I'll put the sugar in. But it does have 2.5 tablespoons of pectin right now, and 1 cup of grape jelly. I don't know how everything works. I don't know how the pectin works. All I know is you have to have it for your jams and jellies. And it is Sure Gel, and it's not an animal product. It's all fruit. Butterscotch soup. That's true. That's true. You're right, Early. And I was going to get a butternut squash today, and I saw it at the store. Now, how many butternut squash do you take? Do you only just cut up one? Because I know they're pretty good size. I think it says it takes, what, 3 cups? So is that just one squash? Okay, that's what I thought. I was going to get one today, and I thought, well, I'm just going to wait. I can always get it. But you're right. I always said I never liked sweet potato soup. Well, it grew on me. Maybe the butternut squash would too. And you didn't use the whole thing, so it actually with one you get more than 3 cups out of, right? Of course, it depends on how small you cut them too. But you used about half of it. You got 3 cups out of half, which is also pretty good. 6 cups. Wow, that's got to be a pretty good size butternut squash. That's to be a pretty good size butternut squash, I would think. Pretty good size. I'll have to try it. I'm tempted to, but then I'm not sure because I didn't think I'd like the sweet potato, but I did. Now maybe the butternut squash will grow on me, and I'll like it more than I think. Well, you cut it up in chunks. Yes, that's what I would do too. It takes a while to cut those things up. You gotta have a great big chopping knife or a chef's knife or something to cut it up. It's hard to cut that thing up because they're so big. The sweet potato was too. I know how hard that was to cut up. But if you got more than 3 cups out of it, that's awesome. You got more than 3 cups out of it. That's really awesome. I'm glad that you did. Now you have more. You can use it for next time for some more. As long as your son and your husband eat it, you're going to be the only one eating it. Really, if they don't like it, you'll be the only one eating it. So I'm hoping that it'll work well for you. Welcome everybody coming in. If you want to know what's in here, I've only got 1 cup of Concord grape juice in here and 2.5 tablespoons of pectin, which is your Sure Gel. Sometimes. And what's to go in there when this gets to where it says add will be 1.5 cups of sugar, and I'm using yeah, it is. And 1.5 cups of sugar, which I use cane sugar, not regular sugar. And I'll probably use a rag or something to take that off so it's not quite so hot. And then I'll just take the cap off. This is 192, so it's getting close to 220. And then then it'll stop and say add. And I'll put the sugar in there. I'm going to put this over here right now. Put that over there. I don't want to spill it. Put that in there and then let it go. It'll finish up itself. I wanted to try this jelly because jam I made on the stove was really good. Everybody made, when I watched me when I made that blueberry jam on the stove. It was really good. You can go out, Buttercup. I got to let my dog out just a minute. Come on. So she had to go out. But, oh, there's my baby. There she is. Just because it's getting started. It's 193 degrees, 194. I've only got 1 cup of the Concord grape juice in here and 2.5 tablespoons of the pectin, the Sure Gel, which is in the pink box. You got the pink box, or no, is it the yellow box? Yellow box. It's this one. There's a pink box and there's a yellow box, and it's in this one. It's the original box. Hi, good to see you. So this is the one that I used. The one that Alexis used and Erlene used was yes, the pectin is in there. It was in there when I put the pectin in there at the very beginning. Yeah, it's in there. That had to be that and the juice had to be added right away. The sugar goes at the very end when it says add. So that's already yeah, I did that before I even started out. That's what it called for. That's what it called for. You put that in there. The pectin. You need to put that in there. You know, the grape jelly and the pectin. You have to put that in there. Is this what it calls? Because that's the first stage. The sugar's in the second stage. Without the pectin, this thing isn't going to get up to 220 degrees. It's 199 right now. It's not going to get up there. Because that pectin helps get it up there. Oh, the heat see, I wasn't sure how it does. That's okay. There we go. There, she said. Erlene says the heat activates it, so that activates the pectin, and I think it thickens up a little bit too. It'll thicken it up. It is an odd color, being that the grape juice is purple, but this looks like a deep pink color. But it's gonna be good. Oh, and that hot chocolate yesterday was awesome. Awesome. Those that weren't in my Periscope yesterday, the hot chocolate was so good. I still got some left, and I was going to heat some up in the microwave, and I didn't heat it up. I left it. I got it in the refrigerator right now. Heat some up later and drink some, but it's so good. That hot chocolate was delicious. Not much to that either. Oh, that's true. That's probably true. Oh, it is good. It is good, Erlene. Oh, my goodness, it's so good. It just, And the carrot chips were added in there at the very end. You know, I canceled it and added those, and that's what made the chocolate color. I pulsed it for a little bit, made it the chocolate, about 15 seconds, and made it the chocolate color. And I poured it in my mug, and it was so good. I mean, I remember eating hot chocolate as a girl when I was a little girl. But boy, when you make your own hot chocolate, that's a lot better than you know. We used to take or make chocolate milk. We buy milk at the store, and then we get Hershey's syrup, and we pour into it to make chocolate milk. Well, that's no way to make chocolate milk. I like the way I made my hot chocolate much better than that. It's much healthier. You see the steam coming off. It's really getting hot. 205, so it's got 15 degrees to go. So I can't touch this because it's really hot. Now I can see it's bubbling. So you'll see how it's going to look when it get. Okay, now I can add. All right, now I'm going to take this and try to take this off. I don't want to take it off without using a rag because I'm afraid I'll get burnt. There's a lot of steam there. I'm going to add my sugar now, and this is cane sugar. Hard to get it down in there. Get it in there. It's not the easiest way to do it, but I should have taken the cap, but I didn't want to take the cap off. I thought, well, I'll just do it this way. Just do it that way. Okay. I'll just put that. It'll go down in there when I'll just push this down in there, and then I'll put the cap back on. That's all right. All right, now I'll put the cap back on. Make sure you get the cap on right. Okay, there we go. Oh, there we go. Now I just push this button. Let me wash my hands. Well, yeah, I suppose I could, but it's really for high altitude. I probably should have used it, yes. Goodbye, I should have used it. It's okay. I got it in there, most of it. I got a little bit mess on my lid, but it'll come clean because I got to wash it eventually later anyway, so I'll just take my rag and run around this and clean it up. As long as my cap's on tight, and it is. There's still a little sugar on the cap, but that's not going to matter because it'll be washed later. So it's 165 now, but it'll come back up and because when you take the cap off, it's going to lose some temperature, and then it'll go back right back up again. That's how it works. But now this ought to taste pretty good. I'm kind of anxious to try it because I do like jelly. I do like jams. And when I saw this in here, I thought, yeah, grape jelly. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. Grape jelly, that's my favorite. I used to buy grape jellies and jams when I was a little girl. I loved it. But like I said, you got to be so careful because that stuff's got stuff in there you don't really want to put in your body. You know, it's not fit for anybody. So I'd rather make it myself. Is what I'd rather do. Rather make it myself. It'd be a lot better anyway. Now look at the color. It's really a pretty color. Looks like a deeper pink than it did. A really deeper, yeah. So like a deeper pink, a reddish pink. It's a pretty color. It really is. I never thought of that. Pomegranate juice. Yeah, I probably would. Well, you could make jelly out of anything. Out of grapes. You can make it out of probably apple juice. You can make apple jelly. Cherry. You can, if there's any cherry juice, you can make a cranberry apple. That would be a good jelly. I thought about doing that too, but it said Concord grape. But they have cran apple juice at the store where it's cran apple mixed together. Now that would be good for a jelly too. You can just do whatever you want to do. But it's 171 now. So, but I thought, well, I'll just get the Concord grape what it calls for and do that. And I just got a small container so I can put it in the refrigerator, and use it whenever I need to. Because I don't need to get one of family size ones that are huge, because it's just me, so I just got a smaller one, because it's going to take me a little bit to use that up anyway. Now it's 172, so it is going up, but I think it has to get to 176, I think. No, 212 for the pectin to release, I guess. Well, it says it'll heat to 220. At this temperature, the pectin used to make the jam will activate and create the thick, jammy consistency of the jam. So it's got to go to 220. So it has to get up to 220. It's 174 right now. So it's got little ways to go, but it'll get there. It has to get a certain temperature to activate. That's what I like about this. You don't even have to worry about it. It's more or less like just set it and forget it. But I like watching it to see how well it's doing. I keep my eye on it. Now it's 176, so it goes up pretty fast. Once you put the cap back on, it really took off. But when you take the cap off or take your lid off, you're gonna lose a little bit of temperature. It's 176, back down to 176. It's gonna get there. We're on the. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. Everybody that's coming in, and thank you for coming in. This is a grape jelly I'm making today. It's only got 3 ingredients. 1 cup of Concord grape juice, 2.5 tablespoons of your pectin, which is your sure gel, and 1.5 cups of sugar. Now I used cane sugar. I didn't use the refined sugar. I used cane sugar because I keep it vegan. So this will get to the point where it's now it's 180. When it gets to 220, that'll activate the pectin, and that'll give it that consistency that you have to have for jam. It's looking pretty good right now. It's starting to thicken up a little bit, so it's going to take a little time. I know sometimes I'll get a little impatient with it, but you got to give it time. It'll eventually get there, and it'll do exactly what it needs to do. We just have to deal with it, Doing these periscopes is not easy because you're watching it right along with me, and you're probably like me, come on, let's go faster. But you can't rush it. You got to take your time. But I can stand here and talk to you, or you can ask me questions or whatever. Because I don't want to be standing here twiddling my fingers and not saying anything. Anyway, oh yes. Yeah, it does. It did change. I think adding the sugar net helped change it. But the pectins, it got to 176 degrees, and that's probably why, because now it's going to start getting activated. It's getting up to 183. When that pectin is going to activate, yes, it's getting a pretty color now, isn't it? It's awesome. It's going to be so good. I love it on toast, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I'm down with that. Believe me, I love it. I love it. One of these days, I'm going to make peanut butter in the in here in this blender. Now I've seen Alexis do it. However, she got the peanuts out of the jar. I don't think there's anything wrong with that per se, but I prefer to get them in bulk. So I go to Winco Foods and I get them in bulk because you can get as much as you want. And I got the I think I got dry roasted. They are salted, but they don't have anything else in them. What you get in the store, they may have a little extra in them. You got oil and stuff in them too. What I bought does not have it, and it's actually really, really good. Very, very good. You can also use raw peanuts too, but it's going to be a little bland. But I like the dry roasted salted peanuts, and I think it calls for dry roasted unsalted. And that's so you can add the salt. If you don't want to add the salt, then just get dry roasted salted and you'll be fine. Oh, awesome! Awesome! Although that is an awesome store. I go there once in a while because they got bulk foods. I like going there to get the bulk foods. I like to get my almonds there. Cashews, although I don't need cashews right now because I bought some a couple weeks ago. I bought some cashews through Vitacost, so I wanted to get some there. So I had them delivered, and so I don't need any cashews right now. But I can buy my peanuts there. Of course, the almonds. You can buy cashews. You can buy walnuts. You can buy pecans. You can buy any of them there, all in bulk. Yeah, they are. Now, that being said, cashews are really expensive. They're a little higher than your almonds are in bulk per pound, but you get an awful lot of them in a pound too. I put the bag underneath the chute and just push it, pull down on the handle, just let it come out, and I stop it when I feel I've got enough. But I get enough to last me for a while, so I don't have to go back and get the cashews I used in my soup for lunch is what I had bought there a while back at Winco. So I just cleaned them off, strained them, rinsed them off, and put them in the Vitamix, and they were okay. But I normally would get them. I'd get them in bulk, and they go in a plastic bag, and I keep them closed at that time. Wow. Notice how dark it's getting now? It's getting a lot darker. It was a real light color before. It looked like a little pink, light pink color. Hi, Emil. Good to see you. Welcome. You're watching my my jelly. I've already put the pectin and the juice were the first thing I put in. I've already put the sugar in there because it's already come to that. It's already got to that point where I had to add the sugar, and I added 1.5 cups of cane sugar. So right now it's changed color. When it first started, it was a light pink, and it looks awesome now. And it's up to 199 degrees, so that's got to go to 220. So it's getting really, really close now. And now it's going to activate that pectin. And I got my jar all clean. That's what I had my jam in. I washed this jar out so I could put my jam in there. I think that'll be an all right jar. This is, I think, from Pioneer Woman. They're nice jars because they're just the right size. And this, I can smell it already. It's awesome. That's going to be, 201. Like I said, I love jelly. I may be 71 years old, but I feel like a kid because I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I just got to have my peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, me too, Emil. What did he finally end up with? Is he going to be able to get this blender? Because I know he wants the blender so bad. And I think that's why we helped him. We wanted to buy, and help him get what he wanted. Get a lot of free stuff, He was so exhausted. Oh, I bet he was exhausted. But it's really nice that he, that he got. I'm glad that he was excited. But I'm so glad that he did what he did on Facebook, Emil, because that was kindness out of his heart to give away that 10-inch stainless steel skillet. He didn't have to do that, but we all love him for that. And Cheryl, boy, she's very appreciative. She wished for it. Bought her blender, and he was super, super thrilled. He absolutely, he's going to get one. Awesome. Well, he should be getting his the first thing. If she submitted the orders, she should get the orders submitted. Probably submitted them, I suppose, Monday night, last night. He should get his blender maybe this week or early next week. Oh, he'll love it. He'll love it. Let me tell you, it's an awesome blender. I love mine. I'm really using this thing to death. I know Erlene's probably done the same thing. I usually only use it once a day, if that. Some days I don't use it at all, like I didn't yesterday. But, you know, I love using this thing. It does a great job. It really, really does. Yes, I did too use it yesterday. I made my hot chocolate in. If you weren't on my Periscope yesterday and didn't see my hot chocolate recipe, go in there and watch me make the hot chocolate I made in the blender yesterday. It was awesome. It was so good. It just, I still got some left. I got to heat some more up today in the microwave in my mug and drink some more because it is so good. It tasted just divine and didn't have that many ingredients in it either. Sarah had a little bit of salt. You had your brown sugar and your you know, everything that you took for it, you know, your milk. I used 4 cups of, I almost forgot what I had in it. I used 4 cups of unsweetened almond milk, the original almond milk, and then I think it was a 1/4 cup of brown sugar and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then I added a cup of the chocolate chips. Yep, it is purple. It certainly is. It changed color right before your very eyes, didn't it? Isn't that awesome? That's like why I like watching it, because it changed color. You can see what it's doing, and it changed colors right before your very 212 degrees. So it's getting up there now. Yes, it's a real deep purple now. You want it to look like grape color. Of course, your blueberries don't exactly are like a. They call them blueberries, but they're actually like a deep purple, really. I might make a blueberry jam in here sometime too. I think there's a blueberry jam recipe in here. There's a strawberry and a raspberry. You know, you can take any of these recipes. You can put any fruit you want. Instead of making raspberry jam, I might just make a blueberry jam and use the blueberries in place of the raspberries. You could do that too. Well, of course, with these, it takes a whole package of your pectin, which I only use 2.5 tablespoons. I think there's another 2.5 tablespoons in there. And then it calls for a little more sugar. It does call for a little bit more sugar. But this ought to be really, really good. Like I said, I'm like a kid in a candy store. You give me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I go to town with it. I love it. Because I'm so anxious to, and I'll be eating some for breakfast tomorrow. And I thought, oh man, my peanut butter and jelly. Nobody's going to take my peanut butter and jelly away from me, you know. It's mine, you know. 216. It's almost there. It's almost there. It's got 4 degrees to go to be 220. But it's gonna. You only use. Yes, I did too. 2.5 tablespoons. Yes. I said for the raspberry and the strawberry, it's called. No. The raspberry calls for 1 whole package. Now, I suppose if you wanted to make it with the raspberry, you could just cut back the pectin. You don't have to make it with the whole package, because the strawberry is just 2.5. The low sugar is just 2.5. Concord grape is 2.5. And everyone else and the orange marmalade is 2. So I don't know why. The raspberries, I think, because they're tart. They're really tart. Really? I've heard of that, but I don't have any. But I'm going to make my own peanut butter. You can make your own peanut butter out of raw peanuts or dry roasted salted peanuts with nothing else in them. Make your own peanut butter. That's what I'm going to do. And I've made it in the Vitamix before too. It's awesome peanut butter. You don't have to worry about anything going wrong with it. Although you do say you have to refrigerate it. Now, I I don't understand that, but they say the stuff you bake in the blender should refrigerate, like the peanut butter. I didn't, but it was still okay because I used it up pretty fast anyway. But I love peanut butter and jelly. Now there are peanut butters in the store that are called Adams. If you've ever seen them, they're natural. Of course, those you have to stir them because you get the oil and the peanut butter separate. I don't particularly care for having peanut butter. My son likes it, and he's had it. Okay, there it's done. Okay, cancel it. Right. My son likes it, but I don't particularly like it at all. I really don't. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and... Wow. Okay. All right, now, put this over here. And I'll unplug this, shut this off for a minute here. Now we'll see what this looks like. Oh, wow. Look at that. See that? It should fit in here, I hope. And if it doesn't, I'll find another container to put it into. Well, let me put this down. Oh, put this down so that you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, I always forget that. I want you to watch what I'm doing here. I'm going to move this or my page is going to end up purple. Okay. And this has to be cooled off before you can put it in the fridge. Oh, see how thick it is? Look at that. Isn't that awesome? It made it nice and thick. See what it did? Thickened it right up. Oh, no, it's going to fit in here pretty much. Yeah, it did. Look. Wow, look at that. How awesome is this? Oh, my. Wow. Isn't that awesome? Wow. Look at that, will you? Oh, I have to cool it off and put it in the fridge. I can pick this up, but look at that. Well, Alexis, you just came in when I just got it finished, but there's my grape jelly. It is a pretty color. Yes. Isn't that awesome? Just one cup of the Concord grape juice, 2.5 tablespoons of the pectin, and 1.5 cups of sugar, and I use cane sugar. It looks awesome. Wow. It is really, I'm going to rinse this out because I don't want any food stuck in here. And I'll put that back on the thing because they say that's how they can get, stuff can scorch and stuff. You don't get it out right away. Even it kind of stuck in there. Okay, and I'll clean it out later. But isn't that awesome? Wow. Welcome back, Missy. Oh, thank you. Well, you know, the blender did everything, Yamil. I just put it in there what it needed to be in there. And this jar worked fine. I mean, it just fit right in here. And this had my jam in it that I made on the stove. And I wanted to finish it up. So I did, so I could wash it and put this in there. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Wow. It looks so good. And I know it's going to be good on my toast. I'm going to use it every day, let me tell you. Because grape is my favorite. I love grape jelly. And I do intend to try the strawberry jam and the one that Alexis did. She did the low sugar one, which takes the other pectin. Takes the low sugar one. Because I got both, the original and the low pectin. But I want to try this because I didn't know what to make today. And I saw the grape jelly. And I told my daughter, I says, I'm going to buy the Concord grape juice. And I'm going to make that grape jelly. Because I wanted to make that in here. And it looks so good. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, you're at Weight Watchers. Good luck, Alexis. I hope that you lose some more. I hope you've lost quite a bit. Let's hope and pray you've lost another pound or two. You're looking so good. And I figured you'd be at Weight Watchers, you know. But those that are just coming in, look at my grape jelly. Doesn't it look awesome? It's very, very hot, so I can't put it in the refrigerator until I cool it off. But look how nice it looks. Yeah, lucky, lucky, lucky. I suggest if you can afford this blender, you buy it. Of course, the easiest way to get it is to be a consultant, or better yet, host a party where you can get it 60% off. That's what I did. Because $3.49, when you think about it, is pretty a lot for a lot of people, especially if you're on a fixed income. Okay, Alexis. It's pretty, you know, it's pretty expensive. Although the Vitamix is a lot more, but I put in the Vitamix on payments. But the Pampered Chef blender is an awesome blender, but it's a little unaffordable for a lot of people that are on a fixed income. But if you can get it for $139.60, 60% off, go for it, because that's how I got mine, and I am really pleased that I did. I am loving this blender. I really am. I mean, it did an awesome job on this jelly. I mean, look at that. Oh my goodness. Wow. It's amazing. And this is going to go up on my page too. I put the hot chocolate up on my page yesterday, for those of you that weren't in here. In fact, I'm going to get it out of the refrigerator and I can show you what it looks like in my container. I'm going to get some out anyway, and I'm going to have to heat it up. I made some jam, Jan. I had made blueberry jam, but I did not use the blender for that. It was a blueberry chia seed jam that I had found on Pinterest, and I made it on the stove. I just finished it up. So I washed this jar out because it was in this jar, and I wanted this jar to make the grape. So no, I have not made this, but I made the jam, which is a little bit different because I made it on the stove and not in the blender. I wanted to try to make it in the blender to see how well it would work, and it did really well. I know, doesn't it though? I can show you those that weren't in my Periscope from yesterday, my hot chocolate. Of course, this is pretty cold. I have to heat it up, but this is my hot chocolate. I put it in this container, and it filled it all the way up, and I've been drinking on it. I was going to drink some this morning, and I didn't. I'm going to leave it sit out a little bit of room temperature, so when I put it in the microwave, it won't take so long to warm it up. But this is awesome. This is just really awesome. This is the coolest jelly. Oh my goodness, look at that. There, wow. I don't want to try it because I'm afraid it's gonna be too hot. But I'd love to taste it. Well, maybe I can just dip a little bit of spoon in there and find it out. Let's see. I know it's got to cool off before I can put it in the refrigerator. Let me try it. Oh. Yum, 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 yum. It's going to be awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Very good. So, and then, making it yourself, you know what's in it. You're not at the mercy of the manufacturers, because when you buy that stuff in the store, you're going to have high fructose corn syrup in it. You can bet on that. I was going to buy something today that I like, and it had high fructose corn syrup in it. I put it right back on the shelf. I says, nope, I don't need it. That high fructose corn syrup, it seems like they're putting that in everything. That and carrageenan. It boggles my mind. I don't know why. They used to put it in bread, but they don't put that in bread anymore, because pretty much the breads now are made without that, and it's not as much fat and stuff in the breads, because they're getting a little bit better, especially the bread that I buy that doesn't have a high fructose corn syrup or have all that polyunsaturated fats and all that stuff, which is good, because that stuff can really, put the weight back on and everything, and I don't want to do that. I want to undo what I've already done. But if you can make your own, at least you know what's in it. It's made with your own hands, so therefore it's made with love, and you don't have to worry about being at the manufacturer's mercy and looking at the ingredient list to see what's in it. Because I guarantee you, high fructose corn syrup is not that good. It may taste good, but it's not that good for you. It's all that sugary stuff, and you don't want that. If you can make it yourself and avoid that, go ahead and do it. That's why I come in here from day to day making stuff from scratch mostly, because it's a lot more fun. I know what is in it. I don't have to worry. I don't have to second guess what I put in it. I know what I'm putting in my body before it goes in there. That's the most important thing. And they always say, make sure that you know what you're putting in your mouth before you put anything in it. Check to make sure it's not going to be harmful, because everything out there, or most stuff out there, I should say, is harmful. And that's why I decided to go vegan, and I buy a lot of organic, because it's a lot better than trying to buy something that's highly processed, because you don't know where that stuff comes from. You don't know what everything is in it, and it's so highly processed. It's terrible what it goes through, and who wants all? And the thing of it is, those chemicals they put in there, you can't pronounce them. I know I can't. I'm not going to put them in my body if I can't pronounce them. Wow, I mean, it's hard enough to pronounce carrageenan and spell it without putting something in my body that I can't pronounce. You know, these clinical terms that they have for that stuff, it's really ridiculous. Long terms, and I don't like that idea. You know, if I can't pronounce it, I'm not putting it in my body. So that's why I come in here and... all they have are those darn canning jars. Yeah, you probably have to get it through Amazon. I did get these at Walmart, though. And they just... and the lid that I have for it is... let me see. Sure if I can find it. Oh, yeah. This is the lid. This is the lid for it. It doesn't have no band or anything in it. You know, Jen, I really don't know. It irritates me. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, you'll love it, sweetie. You'll love it. And the boys will love it, too. I'm sure they will. Oh, I see you. Yeah, you did buy the 4-ounce ones. I did see that early, and it takes a little bit more, but I do like this one, this size, because it holds a lot more, and I don't have to use so many of them. I do like this. I think it I got a package of 4, I believe it was. So I do like them, but I don't know if you can find them now. I believe this is Pioneer Woman. Let's see, this is the lid that goes on it. And there's no, I have to wash a little bit better, but there's no bands or anything. I know what you mean, because I was looking the other day, not today, but the other day I was looking at more jars, and they all have the bands with them. Well, I'm not doing any canning, but people that are canning, they need the jars and they need the lids. I wanted one with just the lids on it. Yeah, I bet they did. They did. You know, and the thing of it is, people are doing a lot of canning, so that stuff is going to go fast. And these kind of jars, they're just storage jars that you can give away as gifts or whatever. Of course, this is mine, but you can give stuff away as gifts. They're going to go fast. You know, I told my daughter to look for storage jars, but I think she could get some on Amazon very, very easily. What you can't find at Walmart or at Target or any place else, you could probably get at Amazon. It's crazy, but I know what she's talking about, because I looked at the jars too, and they all were the ones with the bands and the lids. I says, well, what gives? I don't want all bands and lids. I just want a lid. I don't want the bands and lids. And so when I found these jars, I bought them. I think, like I said, it was encased in 4 in a box. Yeah, your last resort is Amazon. Amazon, you know, Amazon has just about anything you can name. That's the thing. That's why I like Amazon so well, because it really, they have everything. Now, last night this Sabbath is a Pastor Appreciation Day, so people are buying gifts for the pastor. So I was looking for something on Amazon for Pastor Appreciation Day. Well, I found him a cross with a sentiment on it, so I'm giving him that for Pastor Appreciation Day. But you can find just about anything on Amazon that you want, that you search for. I bought a lot of stuff on Amazon. Of course, I'm a Prime member, but I can buy things pretty relatively fast, get them pretty fast, you know, when I buy them. Since I'm on Amazon Prime, they can be shipped to me within a day or two, which is awesome, because I'm getting a thing for the pastor coming tomorrow already. Oh, that's right. I'm going to say happy anniversary to you ahead of time, Arlene. Oh, Christian cannot tie his shoes yet. Well, see, my 13-year-old grandson, you're welcome. My 13-year-old grandson, he's autistic, so he can't tie his shoes. Now, his 9-year-old brother is going to be 9 in November, can. He just hasn't learned yet, or he hasn't got the patience. He's got that sensory issue, and he just can't seem to tie his shoes. I don't know. I know it's probably frustrating, but with an autistic child, you just have to deal with it, you know. Tristan can't either. Well, you know, he'll learn. He's only 8. Tristan didn't want to learn either. Well, you know, it takes time. You know, it is hard. It's so hard to learn when they're autistic like that. And I'm sure that it was the same thing for you, Yamil, that it took Daniel a time to learn too. But you've got to be a little bit more patient with them than you would be with any other child, because they have a learning problem and a learning disability. but that doesn't make them stupid, not at all. It's just that they're a little slower in learning the process, but they eventually do learn it. Christian is pretty smart, but it's just he hasn't learned how to tie his shoes. But I think if you work with him, be a little patient with him, and sit down and show him exactly how he has to do it, he'll get to it eventually. He will learn it. Oh, he can't. Yeah, he can't hardly write. It's terrible. Oh, special. Oh, Daniel had the special ties. Oh man. Oh, yeah. Special ties would probably work. That's what you have to look for. Find special tied shoes, or if you can't find the shoes, find ties that go in the shoe. Special ties for an autistic child. I'm sure you could probably find them on Amazon. That would work too. It would be, sweetie, because that might give Christian the motivation to start learning how to tie his shoes, since he can't tie them, and he's probably frustrated that he can't tie them. He's 13 and can't tie them, and he wants to be able to do it, and it's frustrating for him as well as it is for you. But if you get him something like that and he learns how to do it, then he'll feel like he's accomplished something, because he needs to learn how to tie them eventually. Has to tie his own way, not the way see there, Lynn, he had to do it his own way. He didn't want to learn the way you showed him. That's the way it goes. He wanted to do it his own way. If he can tie his shoes and tie them his own way, and they're tied, then that's okay. When he was younger, yeah. I have to say I don't know anything about autism, because I never had, none of my children were autistic. So this is the first grandchild out of 6 grandchildren that is autistic. And it's been hard on my daughter because she's had 4 sons, and he's the third of four, and he's the only one that has autism. And it's kind of scary because she didn't know how to handle it. She's never had to deal with it. The 2 older boys were just fine. And then he comes along and he has autism. It's the way it is. Oh man, and nightmares. Oh boy, I bet potty training. Yes, it's not. Christian, I don't think was too hard to potty train. I think he was relatively easy on that. Yeah, coordination. You're right. They have no coordinate. You're right. Their hands have no coordination because they got those sensory issues, and he's not coordinated enough in his hands to be able to do it. But I think if you give him special ties that he has to try, maybe that'll give him an incentive to try to learn how to tie his shoes then. Was he a nightmare at potty training? Well, each child is different. Each child is totally different. You can have a perfect child and they still be rough to potty train. They're not necessarily do they have to have autism before they learn how to potty train properly, but he was almost 3 before he learned. Well, that's the way it goes. But each child is different. The one thing that Laura's told me that Christian, he's 13, he can read really, really well. I mean, he's going to be in a play again in November. He's got a part in a play, and I don't know what the play is about this year, but he can read his parts, and he can learn. He can memorize his lines and not have to have the teacher prompt him, so he knows how to do that. But his brother can't read. He's going to be 9 in November. He can't read. He just can't read very well. There's some kids that just can't. Tristan is probably a little slow in some things. But he'll get better at it. Or spell. Oh my, yeah. And I suppose that Christian can spell really good. It's hard. Or you said he had trouble with his multiplications. He had a problem like 5 times 2. But when it come to 2 times 5, he didn't know what the answer was. And she had to tell him, it's the same as 5 times 2. It's just reversed. It's hard for him to understand that. It's something that you don't comprehend very well. You'll get it eventually. You just have to work with him. And I know what it is to teach your child, help your child in homework. I had to help both you and your brother, so I know what that's like. It can be a little frustrating sometimes, but you got to be patient with them. They'll get it eventually, you know. Oh, he's just learning oh, that's right. He's only in 3rd grade, so that's right. He wouldn't have learned multiplication before this. So it's going to take him a little time. And I'll start out slow, just maybe learn a few of them at a time. But once he learns them, then he'll know when you reverse it, it's the same number. 5 times 2 or 2 times 5 is the same answer. You know, he just doesn't quite understand that because it looked different to him. Because he was used to 5 times 2, but he didn't understand what 2 times 5 was. Well, he'll grasp it eventually. But you're patient with him, and that's a good thing. You have to be patient with both boys. Because it's going to be kind of hard, but they'll get it in the end. You know, we all have to deal with our kids, you know. And I know Erlene probably had to deal with Brandon, you know, because he's autistic too, you know. And not having autistic children, I don't know what you guys are going through. I really don't. I can just from what my daughter tells me, what Christian is going through, I can hear it that way. But to actually know and see what you do with them, I don't, because I've never had to deal with that. But I sympathize with you quite a bit, because I'm sure it is not easy, because they probably get picked on at school, and that's the scariest thing about it, is getting picked on at school. Yeah, I know. That's awesome. That's awesome, Yamil. That's awesome. Oh, they're both. That's right. Both Tristan and Christian have an IEP. Yeah, I'm sure it's not. It's not. But you've got to. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. You've got to have patience with them, and I know that patience can be very, very difficult sometimes, but it's not their fault, you know. But you know, Daniel seems sharp as a whip. I mean, he comes on there and he cooks like he's been doing it for a very long time. He's as sharp as a whip. And he's real good at what and I mean, what impresses me, he's doing taekwondo and teaching other kids. So you know that he's got some smarts up here. He's very, very smart. He's probably just slow in some things. And I know that's difficult to have to deal with. But you are doing a very good job. You know, you and your husband are doing a real good job working with him. You know, oh yeah, something he loves, he's going to do real, real well in. That's true. He's only interested in games, and that's the thing. If you can get him away from those games, and get him interested in something else, he might forget about those. That's the problem. See, Daniel, he loves to cook, and that's awesome. He's 14 years old and loves to cook. How many 14-year-olds really love to cook? Not many that I know of. You know, it's awesome that he'll want to get on there Sunday afternoons, and he wants to be before the cameras, not shy at all. And gets before the camera and he tells you what he's doing as he tells us what he's doing as he's doing it. Of course, he's got you and his dad to coax him in the background, but he does a real good job. I mean, what he made on Sunday was awesome. I'm going to make that sometime too in my quick cooker. Of course, going to veganize it, but it looks so good. But I can understand what you guys are going through. I've never had to go through with it, but I can understand that it's got to be difficult. When it comes to school, that has to even be harder yet. My fear has always been that Christian would get picked on in school. But he doesn't. He has got a lot of friends in school. Kids dearly love that boy. So that is a good thing. I'm happy about that he does not get picked on. That's right. And I'm glad he's not. Because kids really love him. Okay. This is hot. I can't pick it up. I made some grape jelly. Grape jelly in the deluxe cooking blender. All it has in it was 1 cup of juice, Concord grape juice, 2.5 tablespoons of pectin, which is your sugar gel, and at the very end when it said add, I put in 1.5 cups of sugar, and I used cane sugar. And this is the blender that I use. I used the Pampered Chef blender. Everybody's seen this. I used this blender to make it in. And it came out just awesome because my jam was gone that I made in the stove the other day, so I wanted to make something in the blender, and it did a real good job. But you can see it's a little hot, and I have to be careful. But look at it. Isn't that awesome? Doesn't that look good? And it tastes marvelous. Now I have to let this thing cool off completely before I can put it in the refrigerator. But that's fine because I need to. Put it on my Facebook page anyway. So I have to do that. Put it on my Facebook page so that, and those that were in my Periscope yesterday, this is my hot chocolate from yesterday. I left it sit out because I've just put it out a little bit ago because I'm going to put it in my mug and heat it up in the microwave because I don't want to drink it like this. But this is my hot chocolate that I also made in here yesterday. That was very easy to make. It came out magnificent. And that took 4 cups of unsweetened almond milk, a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then the add-in was 1 cup of my chocolate chips, which I use carob chips. And I just pulsed that a little bit. I hit the cancel button, and when I said add, I canceled, added those. You pulsed it for about 15 seconds, and I got my hot chocolate. It was so good. But I love using this blender for making different things because it does a real good job. It's awesome. So if you can afford that, a Pampered Chef blender, I would suggest to get it. Get it to host a party and get it at 60% off. That would be the best. That's what I did. I got it at 60% off from $349 down to $139.60, and that's awesome. So I'm going to go in a little bit because I got a few dishes to do, and then I got to walk my dogs later. But I'm going to show this again. This is what my grape jelly looks like. And if you want to know what I put in here, I put in 1 cup of your Concord grape juice, 2.5 tablespoons of pectin, the original pectin. There's low sugar and then there's original, and that's the Sure Gel. In case you're wondering what it is, it's in a yellow box or a pink box. It says Sure Gel right on it, and it is a fruit pectin. We always thought it was an animal product, but there's no animal product in it whatsoever. It's a fruit pectin. And then when I said add in, then I put in the 1.5 cup of cane sugar, and I stopped when it. Okay, Earlene. Well, I'm about ready to get off of here anyway. And then when I said add, I put in the sugar, and then it ran until it was done. And then when it was done, it said end. So I'm going to go for now because I got things I have to do. I got dishes to wash and stuff. But I just want you to see that this is my grape jelly, and I hope that you can try and make it. And I'll post this up on my vegan page so you all can see it. And I don't know what I'm going to make tomorrow. I either make hummus or peanut butter or something. I haven't decided yet because I've got stuff for the recipes I can make, so I'll figure out what I'm going to make tomorrow. So in the meantime, you all have a great and marvelous night. And until we meet again, take care. God bless. Love you all, and bye-bye.